This is the altcoin chart zoomed out on the monthly. I'm going to discuss what's going on here, especially as it relates to back here in 2020. But I want to point something to your attention at the very beginning of this video. Look at August 2023. This was almost a couple of years ago. It feels like yesterday. I want to show you this post that I had back then in August 2023. I keep saying the SEC will lose because the law is simply not on their side. The courts have been helpful this far. If we're also successful in getting the right people in Congress in next election, then it's game on. Everybody. I'm telling you right now, for crypto, altcoin holders included, it is so game on. It is game on. And I want to discuss this on the charts that we just looked at. I'm going to look at what's going on compared to back here in 2020. But please remember, we were just here. And you know what? I realize there hasn't been a 10, 20, 30x for most people from this time. But I will tell you one thing, we've come a very long way in a higher high, higher low environment. So hit the subscribe, hit the like on the way in. And if you're not in our intelligence system, please check it out, everybody. If you're a macro-minded investor, we have a very big sale going on right now. It's in the link below. And I think it will be very useful for you for this cycle. I want to start with this news, and then we'll dive into those charts. The House Ways and Means Oversight Subcommittee will hold a hearing Wednesday on making America the crypto capital of the world. Here's what I missed, and this is really why I wanted to open this with the video. Focusing on building a 21st century tax policy framework for digital assets. So there's this hearing this Wednesday talking about tax policy framework for crypto. This is how far we've come. I mean, even from this post back in 2023 and just tracking all of the things that were going on. Remember Gary Gensler just absolutely trying to destroy crypto. Now here we are. And what I think we're going to hear a lot about is what we just covered in the other day's video. It was Senator Loomis and her proposal in terms of, again, digital assets and how they're taxed. One thing I realized, though, is there's a lot of people pointing out in her proposal, in her bill, she has this proposal to remove Bitcoin capital gains taxes and crypto capital gains taxes, I believe, for payments under 300. It's a very big deal. But this is like the main headline that I'm seeing everybody post. And I mentioned this the other day, and now that we're entering this week with this tax hearing, right, on Wednesday, I think we're going to hear a lot about this. But it's this part, ending the double taxation of digital asset miners and stakers. That is so big. And I'm telling you, for somebody that's kind of been operating in that staking game for years, this is going to take a lot of pressure off. Not only kind of in a fair way, but it's just going to alleviate pressure in terms of, hey, I have staking income, got to track that and pay it, right? And then at the same time, going to go take profit on that same staked, whatever asset. And now I got to get taxed there and pay that tax. That process, if that's just, you're not going to be double taxed anymore, that's going to take a lot of pressure off of a lot of people in the industry, and that is only going to be a good thing. So I just wanted to bring this up because I didn't realize that this Wednesday this was happening. So I want to track that. I want to probably post about it on Wednesday. But with that being said, do you realize how far we've come? Do you understand? So back to my point in this chart, August 2023, I was talking, about imagine we get a pro-crypto Congress. Well, right now we have a pro-crypto administration, everybody. We have a pro-crypto administration. And now we just got this entire shift. The pendulum has swung. It's taken years. And this is what the chart looks like. And I know, again, we haven't had these crazy parabolic moves. I think right here, everybody was expecting this move, and it didn't happen. But that is absolutely, in my view, no reason to be frustrated, right? If we take that fractal and we put it here, we didn't get this move. I'm sorry. I'm sorry right now we're at not at $10 trillion market cap for the 10X. We're at $1 trillion market cap. But you know what? This is such a healthy looking chart as we pivot our way into a new era for crypto. So what I want to discuss on this chart is altcoins now compared to back here in 2020. And what I really want to do for illustration purposes, we see the similarities on the chart. And then the main similarities for me on this monthly is the compression. This 20-month compressing into the 50-month and then pivoting to the upside. In a bull market, we get this crazy separation between the two. We've not had that this cycle, right? So now we have this that just played out. 20 compressing and being very just suppressed. And we're just barely kind of getting separation right now. We're at the very beginning of the move. But when I look at this move right here, And we're getting ready to enter a very similar type of quantitative easing, or at least in a different sense, money printers coming on. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but even with the big, beautiful bill that just passed, this is the environment we're entering. Not a quantitative tightening kind of era, but what we had back here, entering a quantitative easing type of era. Now, if I look at here on the altcoin charts, and then I go back into this June, July area, right? I went to our risk model, and this is the altcoin market cap risk model. We have a bunch of assets back here you can see on the screen. This is what we have in the risk models. We have more in our exit planner, but this is our risk models. We have a bunch of coins, but I'm in the actual just total altcoin market cap chart. And you know what our risk model is saying right now? And it's been saying this, and I've been covering this nonstop. And this is the tool that our members are going to use to plan their exits. When we get into these crazy, just high risk areas, it's time to start taking profits. But guess what? We're at 21 in altcoins right now, moderate buy territory. And what I want to point out to you is 2020. If we go back to May, June, July, right? May, June, July, we're looking at, June, mid-June, 17 on the risk score. Here's July, 21 on the risk score. This is exactly where we are right now. And I want to point out to you, we just exited a mass fear environment, right? This March 2020 COVID dip. We're coming out of it. August, June, July, we're hitting the 20s. Even if you look at August, we're at 30. Now look at the charts. Look at the risk model for altcoins right now. We are just hovering in 20s. I mean, we were just, we were just in the teens. Look at this, 19, 17. So the risk score for altcoins right now is lining up to the pre-bull market of last cycle. And we have headlines like this. We look back almost just 2 years ago, we were fighting uphill against an administration and an SEC that wanted to destroy crypto. And now here we are, risk models are looking good. And you can click, go to Ethereum. It's in hold territory at a 40, which if we look at last cycle, there's 40s here's in the 40s, pre-bull market area, everybody, on Ethereum. Even 2 cycles ago, here's 53. That was pre-bull market area. Here's 20s into the 30s, pre-bull market area for Ethereum. So we've not entered a bull market yet for altcoins. And if you look at the altcoin chart on the monthly, and we go over here and we look at even something like the stock RSI, as all of these things are lining up, it's this quicker moving momentum oscillator, but exiting the oversold could bring us into a move towards the all-time highs for altcoins that many people have been waiting a very long time for. There are no guarantees in any of this, everybody. I always say, and I probably should have prefaced, I like to, it could all go to zero. But I'm just saying, it seems far more risky to not be in the crypto game than to be in the crypto game, especially at this point, especially with all of the years of compression and suppression that we've had with institutions, with pro-crypto administration getting legislation through pretty quickly. So next few months, I think it is very much time to lock in. I know we've said that for a long time, but what's wrong with that? If I said it's time to lock in back here, now we're sitting at $1 trillion market cap from $500 billion. I think that makes sense, right? I realize didn't get to 10x, your 20x, your 100x yet, but I think the space is looking really good. So I wanted to kind of do this video just to kind of bring all these things together as we have this big week for crypto coming up, right? Even just the next couple of weeks for crypto, as we discussed in the last video, are going to be big. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like. And again, if you're not in our intelligence system, please check it out. So many cool tools back there now and more coming. So I'll see you in the next video. God bless.